Hi, this is Steve, K8BZ, and this is the second video in my series on how to use electronic logging using N3FJP's amateur contact log. In the previous video, we demonstrated how to enable rig interface so you can read the band mode and frequency from your rig and import that information into your log. Also, how to set up more than one radio if you have multiple radios and you want to switch between them with your logging program. In this video, we're going to show how to look up call sign searches using something similar to an electronic call book. In the log program, on the menu bar, you click on the call book tab and you'll see there's a few different options there. Call book, the first one on the list, the call book, Internet, free USA only. If your PC is online, which hopefully it is, you can enable this feature and it will fairly quickly look up a call sign from a free internet database and import that information into your log if you choose to do that. The second option is using Buckmaster's ham call CD that you can put in a CD drive and access the call information that way. Those would get outdated, I would imagine, rather quickly. Ham call is an internet lookup database. That's probably a subscription database. I don't know. I've never used it. QRZ internet lookup. If you are already a subscriber to QRZ, you can use that, and it will look up your U.S. calls and probably international calls too. Again, that's one that I don't use. The one I've used mostly is the AC log call data, which is free. If you have a registered version of AC log, you can actually download a FCC and Canadian call sign database. It'll reside right on your computer. That does get outdated, but if you update it every couple of months, you'll be very current. So you can download that and use that to access call signs. Now, I already have the database downloaded, so I'm just going to connect or click Enable Call Data Lookup. Now, after you do that, you also have to use this last field here, place retrieved address in the comments field. So I clicked that. Let's look on it again. So we have these two here enabled. This will give you US calls and Canadian calls. So if I, for example, put in my call now, K8BZ, when I tab out of that field, it's going to populate it with my name, my state, and my name and address is going to go in the comments field. And that will be true for any US or Canadian call sign. It'll look it up from the database that resides right in your computer and populate those fields. Now there's another option here. We're going to disable the AC log call sign lookup, and they're just the free internet call signs, but this is for United States calls only. There'll be no Canadian calls that you can get from this, where you can get Canadian call signs in the free N3FJP lookup. So again, if I put in K8BZ, tab out of the field, it'll fill in my name, state, and my address, full name and address down in the comments field. So those are three options to use. I usually use this one, the free database, because it includes Canadian calls. And then I will automatically disable the call book internet lookup for free for USA calls only. So that's kind of handy if you're tuning around and you hear a station calling CQ and it's and my friend down in Midland, NX8A. I can put his call sign in the call field and tab out of that field. It'll automatically fill in his name and address. And Amateur Contact Log will also display any logged contacts I've had with Jack down in Midland. And they're displayed up in the list up here. Now there's actually some calls that have been displayed many, many times. If I can get down to the CW operators contests, well, I guess I can't. There's more than what I can scroll to. Let's try this K3CT. He was worked in the Pennsylvania QSO party just last weekend, K3CT, just to see if we've worked him before. And we have. Mostly, it looks like pretty much all contests and all CW. So it will also fill in any information that made it into your log from the previous contact. In this case, it puts the county in. The county, of course, I got in my last contact with K3CT from the Pennsylvania QSO party. So that's something else that the log program will do. So there's how you enable call sign lookup. It's a free service. You don't have to pay for it. And if you want international calls, I suspect you'd have to go with, you'd have to be a subscriber to QRZ.com, and that would probably populate it with international calls also. But US and Canadian calls are good enough for me, and the price is right, so that's what I go with. So that's it for the call sign lookup video, and we'll move on to a new subject in the next video. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at k8bz@arrl.net. Thanks for watching.